So Azealia Banks just posted on her story, and you're not going to believe what she's alleging. And shout out to the nosy bystander who sent this to me because the story is absolutely wild. So Azealia Banks starts off by saying DC Young Fly spent many years discussing his own deeply rooted hatred for himself as jokes pointed at women's beauty, projecting his own feelings about his own ugliness onto women perfectly secure in their own skin. She says, say what you want to say about my tears, but my tears are pure of rage and not all a sign of weakness, because in the end, I won. And we're going to get to how she believes she won in a minute. She goes on to say that I'm happy I cried and moved on. That Jacky Oh girl must have been so deeply insecure about herself, and the nerve of DC to call such a gorgeous woman as Azealia Banks, talking about herself, ugly on national television while a bunch of black people laugh. So the last snippet, I had to go look up the clip, and here it is.
All right, Chico, watch this. My boy Nick Cannon is so petty. How petty is he? He couldn't get Carter B, so he got Azealia ugly ass.
Wait a minute. That's not fair. Go ahead, Bobby J.
Sorry, can I just say that was very anti-black? We are not, no colorism here on the stage.
And in that 2018 clip of Wildin' Out, Azealia Banks is alleging that DC Young Fly's joke was very much anti-black against her. Now she goes on to say in her post, and ironically, dead at 32, exactly my 32nd birthday, May 31st, 2023 in Miami, Florida. You are gonna learn to stop f***ing with me. And in this portion, she's referring to Miss Jacky Oh. And if you guys didn't know, Miss Jacky Oh did die on Azealia Banks' birthday. In her next post, she says, I don't think anyone gets how much the press from that episode derailed the success of her song or album, I think Anna Wintour. She said, I came to sing my song and go home, and only at the request of the label. And then she says here, you can pause to read it, basically how they were just mocking her while she was on stage. She finishes out the post and says, that thorn in my side is finally out. Knowing in hell I was blessed with many gifts, this much talent and beauty. She said to be a cultural punching bag for a cast of peons who wouldn't have a pot to if they didn't have the court of social media addicts to gesture for. She said, I do this in real life. Ha ha, ashe. Now, those are some mighty claims coming from Azealia Banks, but I want to hear from y'all. What do you think of this entire story?
I wasn't going to say anything about this, but this keep coming down my timeline. I keep seeing black women talking about Azealia Banks and, dragging Azealia Banks' looks and, dogging her out on behalf of DC Fly, the comedian, that came from Wildin' Out, on the behalf of his biracial girlfriend, because this woman was not his wife. Jacky Oh. I believe Jacky Oh's mother was white or a non-black woman and her father was black. And Jacky Oh came from a struggle life. She probably was the daughter of one of these white women that didn't have much. Because black men, they tend to impregnate a lot of these white women that are unattractive and that are bottom tier. So I did saw a video come across my TikTok one time of Jacky Oh talking about how she grew up. And she grew up struggling, and she grew up in a one-bedroom apartment or was living in hotels and stuff like that, probably with the non-black woman, her mother. Because most of the time, black men, when they create these biracial kids with these white women, they don't really stay around. They don't marry the white woman. They're not really in the children's lives like that. So she struggled. She's the preference when it comes to black men. Black men are creating a lot of these biracial children, these biracial girls, so they can have something to have children with. So they can have somebody to mate with, to get married to. Because a lot of these black men, they don't really care for black women because they don't really care for their mothers. A lot of the hate that black men have towards black women comes from the hate that they have towards their mothers. And so they go out and create all these biracial children with all these non-black women. And Jacky O is a product of it. So, somebody like a DC Fly, who's really an ugly nigga in my opinion. You know, because black women will elevate ugly niggas. They will tell you that a nigga look good when you looking at the nigga and you can tell the nigga's ugly. Majority of the black males that black women say are attractive are ugly as fuck. It doesn't matter the complexion. But they will go out and tell you that these dark-skinned niggas are the finest niggas there are. Most of the niggas that black women think are attractive are ugly, in my fucking opinion. So DC Fly is an ugly, odd-looking Negro that most black women, you know, black women that look good, that have some self-respect and self-esteem about themselves, would never get down and lay with a nigga like DC. Now, if you talking about a bottom bitch, a bottom tier black woman, she would get with a nigga like DC Fly and create children's with. So a lot of these black males, when they get famous, when they get, you know, some money in their pocket, you know, when they reach a level of people knowing their name, they will go chase after these non-black women or these biracial women. So, the biracial women that they create, a lot of the biracial women that they create, they also abandon. But these biracial women know that there's a preference. These women that are mixed up, multiracial, they know that there's a preference when it comes to these ugly Negroes. So they will try to get these Negroes that are ugly, that got money, that's worth millions or whatnot. So this is not nothing, you know, odd. They do this all the time. So DC Fly got with this biracial woman, Jacky Oh, and even though she's the preference to black men, a lot of times these biracial women are not the preference to non-black men. They're really the preference to black males. You know, black males, they see them like the trophy prize. If they can't get a white or a Spanish woman, you know, they'll get a biracial chick. Because a lot of these Asian women are not checking for them. Asian women are smart. They're not checking for niggas like that. It's only Becky and those Spanish-speaking Latino women with they dumb ass that likes to link up with the bottom-tier men of the world. Black women's bottom sons that nobody gives a damn. Bottom-of-the-barrel sons that really don't own shit and ain't got shit. But anyway, everybody's in the uproar about this whole thing with Azealia Banks. I don't know what Azealia Banks' zodiac sign is, but I know a lot of people are saying that Azealia Banks practiced witchcraft. Now, mind you, I'm not all about the witchcraft type of stuff. I don't really get with the witchcraft chicks or the atheist chicks. I don't really like to dibble dabble in that demon spirit, because a lot of the women that claim to be witches, they ain't really witches, because if they were witches, their lives would look a little bit different. But anyway, Azealia Banks is talking about how she's into witchcraft and how Jacky Oh, DC Fly's wife, passing, she's taking responsibility for that. But what's getting me about the whole situation is how black women will always come out and protect these ugly niggas and their preference. Black women enjoy tearing each other down. They're a bunch of mean girls. They got a hateful spirit about them. Majority of them, not all, but majority of them. They like to clown and roast women that ain't really got shit to do with them, that really don't deal with them like that. They love tearing each other down, especially on social media. They like doing it. They like to get a pat on their back from Negroes that wouldn't even spit on their ass. Now, DC Fly with his ugly ass did not want you. Did not want to create children with a fully black woman. He went and got a woman that was trying to really look like Becky. Because a lot of these women that get that blonde weave in their hair, that be doing them blonde lace fronts and stuff like that, in my opinion, they trying to be like Becky, okay? I would never put that blonde in my hair because I'm not trying to mimic Becky one damn bit. So a lot of these women like Jacky Oh that goes and get all that blonde weave in their hair, they be trying to be Becky. They be trying to live through Becky, but they ain't Becky. So DC Fly would never deal with you fully black woman, especially you dark-skinned women, you dark brown women. He wouldn't want to be with you. He wouldn't create children with you, even though the daughters that he created with this Jacky Oh biracial chick that was on the lighter side, even though the children that he created with her came out to be dark brown, or some women would call them dark skinned. See, they'll create children that are dark brown and dark skinned with biracial and non-black women, but they ain't trying to fool up with you dark skinned women. i.e. what they would call darkies. You know what I'm saying? Now, he was on Wildin' Out saying that Azealia Banks was ugly and joking around, even though DC Fly's an ugly motherfucker. I mean, he looks like a bug, an insect. You know what I'm saying? But because in the black community, these ugly black males have been getting a pass because you have these delusional black women and non-black women going around telling these ugly niggas that they look good. DC Fly really think he look good and Azealia Banks look ugly. So a couple years back, he was talking about Azealia Banks on Wildin' Out, and she cried or whatnot. So Azealia Banks went on Instagram, made a lengthy post about the passing of Jacky Oh, his girlfriend, his baby mama, not his wife. So in spite of being with the biracial woman Jacky Oh, who was really dealing with trying to keep it up, trying to keep her looks up by having surgery, and I'm not knocking the chicks that get surgery, do whatever you do. Just always know when you go do surgery, there's a chance that you might not come out alive, okay? But anyway, in spite of this woman being the preference and being pretty, as most people would think she is, everybody ain't gonna think it, but black males and a lot of these black women will go on and say, oh, DC Fly, baby mama, girlfriend Jacky Oh, she was beautiful, and Azealia Banks is ugly. So you got black women on TikTok all over social media saying Azealia Banks is ugly, roasting Azealia Banks. But this is what black women do. This is what the mothers of these ugly fucking niggas will do. They will champion for these biracial women and these non-black women when it comes to their fucking sons. So a lot of black women know that their sons don't date fully black women. They know that their sons prefer non-black women and biracial women. And a lot of these black women hate themselves so much, they want their sons to be with these non-black women, and they be fetishizing these biracial grandchildren that comes from their worthless ass, ugly ass sons. So they're living through DC, and they're out here fighting Azealia Banks and saying she's this and saying she's that. But the point I'm trying to make is that no matter what goes on, black women will tear down another black woman in support of a black Negro and his preference. They will protect their sons even against other black women. Now, a lot of people say, well, he was just joking when he called her ugly. No, he wasn't joking. He probably say that about a lot of black women. A lot of dark-skinned black women, dark brown black women. They like to call you ugly. They like to talk about your hair. They like to call you ugly. They say some of the most disgusting things about fully black women in spite of coming from a fully black woman. A fully black woman with two black parents. But black women will do it every time. They do it everywhere they go. And they don't understand why linking up and clicking up with them is at a disadvantage for most black women. They will eat you alive. They're a bunch of mean girls. They hate each other. So a lot of times they be insecure. They hate you, so they'll take it out on another black woman. They try to make you feel low because they're low. But I just find that it's odd that black women will do everything to protect the image of this biracial woman, Jacky Oh. They'll do this with a white woman, too. I've seen black women do this, come and champion against a black woman for a damn non-black bitch that will not spit on their ass and do not care nothing about their ass. DC Fly don't want you hoes. In spite of him being ugly, he believes he's obligated to getting a fine woman, a fine, light, bright bitch, a light-skinned biracial chick or a non-black chick. He don't want you hoes. In spite of his mother being a dark brown, dark-skinned woman. In spite of his daughters being that complexion. He don't want y'all. But y'all out here talking about Azealia Banks gonna reap what she sowed. Azealia Banks at times say some crazy shit, but hey, sometimes you gotta blow your smoke. If she felt like it was karma for what he did to her, if you read the post and the way how she worded, it made sense. Every time when a black woman is being teared the fuck down, you will find black people somewhere laughing and think it's a fucking joke. They think everything's a joke. Then when shit gets serious, they want you to take it serious because it's about them. No. Jacky Oh passed away on Azealia Banks' birthday. at 32 years old. And Azealia Banks said that it's her 32nd birthday that she passed away on May the 31st, 2023. I find that odd. That's a crazy coincidence that this woman passed away on Azealia Banks' birthday. It's like a gift from whoever. Now, I don't believe in witchcraft. I don't practice it. I don't really dibble-dabble with chicks that do. Because a lot of the chicks that claim to be witches, look at their lives. Their lives are in shambles. I don't dibble-dabble with the women that claim to be atheists. There's something demonic about a chick that will claim to be an atheist. When you're looking at everything in the world, there's no way in hell you got here on your own. Now, am I a believer in that whole Jesus Christ thing? Nah. But do I believe that there's a God? Yes. Because we didn't just come here. You look around, you see the world, you see the trees, you see the ground, the ocean. Who could create it? But an atheist bitch will tell you she don't believe in God because she's a demon. So if you follow anybody who claims to be an atheist, then you're a demon too, in my opinion. Now, do I believe that some chicks really do dibble-dabble in voodoo? I do believe that voodoo is real. But a lot of the chicks that claim to be witches are not really witches. Okay, I believe in a universal thing called karma. And sometimes when you believe in something so much and you keep talking about it and bringing it to life, because, you know, you can speak life into things with the tongue. It'll happen. So maybe Azealia Banks kept talking about it. She kept feeling some type of way about how DC Fly was calling her ugly on Wildin' Out and made her cry in front of everybody on national TV, and every black person was around here laughing and roasting her. Because she told the truth about DC Fly was making these jokes about calling women ugly when DC Fly really feel like he's ugly. DC Fly know he ugly. A lot of these niggas know they ugly. But you got black women that got low self-esteem that will tell these ugly, weird-looking Negroes that they look good. And they don't. They don't look good. But I just find that it's ironic how black women are just getting online, tearing black women down. And if you look at the black women that are talking about Azealia, they're not in any shape to be talking about Azealia. They look a mess. They look a mess. And a lot of times it be these overweight chicks that get online want to roast everybody. No, babe. You're miserable and you hate yourself. You hate yourself so bad that you can't back away from the table and stop eating yourself to death. But you're talking about Azealia. Looking for clicks and views. Make it make sense. Stop trying to protect these non-black women. These non-black women and a lot of these biracial women can care less about your fully black ass. And they know that they're the preference. And they're going to eat off being the preference. They're going to drain these niggas' pockets and get whatever they need to get. Even Jacky Oh being the preference still couldn't get a ring out of DC Fly. She died technically a damn girlfriend / baby mama. And Azealia Banks said that Jacky Oh had to be insecure to have those surgeries. And a lot of times black women and women in general have insecurities, so they get the surgeries. Not knocking the girls that get the surgeries, but hey, that's the truth. You have to feel some type of way to want to go and get under the knife and change something about yourself. You have to feel some type of way. And she died because she was trying to keep up her looks. She was already looking good to me, in my opinion. But in spite of being the preference, she still didn't feel good about herself. A lot of non-black women, a lot of white women are the same way. In spite of being the beauty standards, they still don't like how they look. So they do a lot of mimicking and trying to get things done to, you know, look similar to black women. Like like the lip injections and, you know, going out and get the big asses with the BBLs and, you know, trying to tan their skin. And black women do it too. A lot of black women get their damn blonde wig and put that on their damn head and they look like a damn fool. You look like a fool. You don't think Becky be looking at you and say, what? What? I've never, ever put blonde in my motherfucking hair and never will I ever. because you're trying to be like Becky and you never will be like her. You look like a fool with that shit on your head. And that's all I have to really say about that. Let me know what you think about this whole thing with the witchcraft, Azealia Banks and Jacky Oh, the girlfriend / baby mama of DC Fly, the comedian from Wildin' Out. And I think he's done some other comedian shows or whatever, comic shows or whatever. But anyway, she passed away because she was going to get some surgery done, cosmetic surgery. And when she came out of surgery, she was okay. But I believe she passed away at the hotel in her recovery. So let me know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe.